Hi, my beautiful lovelies. This is the High Priestess perspective, and this is your message for the day. If you want to watch the card preparation ASMR portion of this pile picking, you can watch the previous video that was released. There was actually a message that came out in the pile picking, so please feel free to watch. Me deciding if I'm going to start over. You know what? I'm not. Anyway, please feel free to watch that if you want. So this is going to be your message for the day. This is a new deck for me. Actually, most of these are new decks for me, just because I would like to read for you and have decks that can collaborate with your energy and with whatever beings of light and love and unconditional love would like to come through and give you this message. So let's see what okay, what we have going on today. So I do just want to preface real quick. Whoa, so we're in a very pensive mood, huh? We are waiting for something. Okay, interesting. So this deck, it's absolutely wonderful. Both of these decks are really, truly, truly, truly so wonderful. The first one is the Gratitude Oracle. The Gratitude Oracle by Angela Hartfield with artwork by Josephine Wall. And you know her, you love her, you haven't seen it yet, but get ready for this because boom, baby, it is Amy Brown. Amy Brown? Yeah, Amy Brown. Those of you who were born in the early 2000s, you know her, you love her. I do too. Anyway, so these are your fairy blessings for the day. And these are the fairy blessing cards by Lucy Cavendish with art from Amy Brown. And both of the guidebooks for these decks are just absolutely wonderful. And since they're new to me, I am probably going to be reading from the decks, from the books, from the decks books, from the decks books directly. Say that 5 times fast. From the decks books directly, from the decks books directly. Anyway, so oh, okay, all right, dear, I see. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh man, okay. I'm gonna have to draw some more cards, definitely. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you're going to be able to tell pretty clearly what's going on from the get-go. And so if this is your message, you'll know because you are in a very difficult place right now. It doesn't look like it is anything traumatic. Thankfully, we're not dealing with like the tower or anything like that. But you're feeling it acutely. And I'm so sorry. I can see that you feel confused and you feel overwhelmed and you feel scared and you feel trapped and you don't know which way to go. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do my best to help you. Just know that you are loved. I love you. And whatever this is that you're going through right now will pass. And I truly hope that when it does pass, your nervous system will be able to calm down and you'll once again be able to feel the blessing of safety in order to know what's coming next. Now, Mercury is in retrograde right now, and it's going to be in retrograde until the 29th. I guess I should probably start coming in with the intention of it being a timeless reading, but this is not a timeless reading. This is very much for people who have either, it could be timeless for those who are coming after a period of confusion or a Mercury retrograde. But when Mercury in retrograde hits, what happens is Mercury rules things like communication, internet technologies, short-term travel. So we heavily rely on technology, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all of those things to help keep us connected. And so Mercury rules, I think, Gemini and Virgo. And this particular Mercury retrograde I have found to have been just pretty wild. I was going to say batshit. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So whatever has been happening during this time has been so overwhelming that you feel like you're cursed, right? And you feel like you're dealing with something that's just almost unbearable. Like really a blessing to undo an unfortunate, I think it's Geis or Kais, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with how to speak certain phrases that exist in the Celtic language. Oh, that you'll have to excuse me. I hope it's fine. I can suddenly see a large smudge on the camera lens. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going for now. So this talks about like those patterns and cycles that we experience from birth that are, they're painful. They suck. Like honestly, they are those recurring lessons that you kind of experience with Saturn or with Tower moments, like just over and over and over again. And to the point where you're just like, I have to go through this again. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to see this lesson anymore. I have been through this so many times. I don't want this to continue to affect me in this way. I don't want this to continue to be a part of my life. I want this cycle to end. Well, I have good news. I cannot say 100% with the cards that I see present here, but I do know that this Mercury in retrograde has been all about bringing up things from the past that you thought you were done with. I have personally experienced it a lot. There were some absolutely batshit crazy things that happened during this Mercury retrograde. Things from the deep past that I would personally never want to relive, revisit, or go through. And for whatever reason, maybe that's the point. And I personally believe that that has been happening because it is an end. And actually, I had a very dear person discuss this with me just because I was going through it so much myself. Also, if the camera ends up shaking, you're going to have to excuse me. I like resting my arms on the table. Just bear with the camera shake. They told me that they were really and truly convinced that we were coming to the end of a 9-year cycle. And this is kind of like the last cough and expression of what you've been experiencing in this last 9 years, or this cycle, or as this card talks about, themes, patterns, behaviors, maybe traumas, cycles that you have experienced since birth. So that is, I'm really sorry. I can see how painful and difficult and confusing this has been for you. And the good news is, like, you're not alone. This is not just you. It seems like this really is something that we are experiencing collectively. So I'm very grateful to be able to speak to this collective today, because just know, like, I've been going through it as well. So for those of you whom that resonates with, what I'm seeing here, and I'm going to read once again from these books. These seem pretty, obvious. This usually gives a lot of advice and guidance about how to navigate difficult times, and I will, especially mentally, and that's, I think, one of the most important things that I want to acknowledge here. This does seem a little bit less like it is a physical challenge. It seems more like these are difficulties and pains that are coming in a mental and emotional way. So the experience is scary, of course. Yes. Like, look at the way this person is sitting here, hiding under a cloak made of a donkey's head and fur. I don't know. I don't know the story yet, but I'm looking forward to familiarizing myself with the folklore. Obviously, we can see that this is Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and this one I don't know, but I do know the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords talks about feeling trapped, feeling isolated, feeling alone, and feeling scared. It's the energy that's just before the Nine of Swords. The good news about the Eight of Swords energy is that a lot of the times the way that we're thinking is making the experience worse. It is making the experience way more intense and way more confusing and way more terrifying than it actually is and have to be. The good news about the Eight of Swords is that you are not trapped. You're not actually trapped. Even though it seems like the walls are closing in on you and you don't know which way to go or what to choose, you're not trapped. You have the ability to take the next step simply by deciding to reframe whatever situation that you're going through in a more positive way, period. Trust me, I know that is easier said than done. I personally just had an absolutely insane tower moment. I'm not going to get into it just because it is so personal and difficult. But I will say, and you're probably going to hear me say this as time goes on a few times, finding the counter thought to whatever thoughts are driving your fears is going to be huge in helping you cultivate resilience and strength. And I'll probably read from the guidebook from this too, because this is a new deck and I'm not familiar with it, but strength. We understand what strength is, and strength comes in many forms. So with these fears and what seems like a curse, a repeating cycle of negativity in your life, one of the most important things that you can do during this time is, one, be patient. I would say I think the contemplation comes more, it's more this, what I'm trying to express to you right now, the counter thought, taking a moment to step back and look at things from a higher perspective, a broader perspective. That is why this is the High Priestess perspective, because I am here to help you navigate through life's wins and life's difficulties, and just to give you advice in general. Just, I want to help. That's the main thing. So if you're going through something that's really scary and difficult, like let's say you just lost your job and it came out of nowhere and it was something that you were relying on. I mean, the holidays are coming. If that's what happened, I'm so sorry. I feel you. I'm so sorry. The invitation is to take a step back and be like, okay, I lost my job. What opportunities are available to me? What options, what choices do I have? Do I need to update my resume? Do I need to find temporary work? Was I fired? Am I eligible to file for unemployment? If you don't know this, if your hours have been cut, at least where I'm living, so check what the local laws are in your state. If your hours have been cut, if they have fired you, you can file for unemployment to help offset the cost of losing your job or having your hours cut. You can do that temporary. I think it does take I don't know, a week or two, sometimes a month to kick in, but it'll be something. And if for whatever reason it takes them a long time to process, they can also give you back pay. Anyway, so more than that, more just thinking about what the next logical steps are, especially because we are dealing with this confusion. But the good news is Mercury goes direct on the 29th. At the time that I'm filming this, it is the 28th. No, yes, it's the 28th, so tomorrow. Maybe not right now when you're in the thick of it, but when you finally have a moment where you're able to just breathe, I think you're being invited to see where there might be a blessing in disguise. And I know blessing in disguises are so annoying, but maybe you've been in a job that hasn't been serving you, and you outgrew it a long time ago, and you were ignoring the whispers and the callings and the yearnings of your own heart and the universe guiding you to move to something bigger and better for yourself, because you were just taking this job maybe out of a fear mindset. I mean, this is just an example, because I think losing your job is, we all understand the fear and feeling trapped and not knowing what to do when we experience the loss of our livelihood and our income, and how uncertain things can be during that time. Which, if that has happened again, please look for resources, and don't just look for resources as far as like trying to find a new job. Look and see what local state programs are available to you, because you can find various free resources that can help you find work, that can help subsidize you in the meantime, that can feed you, things like food stamps if necessary. So, don't just give way to, okay, I'm just going to pick the next job that presents itself because I need to. Consider all your options. I think that's the main thing. It's like, try to calm your nervous system by doing things like deep breathing. So a 4-6 breath is supposed to be effective at lowering your heart rate, as well as a double inhale with a longer exhale. So and that you can do like literally 10 times, and you might already experience the ability to help calm and regulate your nervous system, just so that you can bring a little bit more space to start thinking more clearly. But also, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let me think for a moment. We're talking about trying to find a different perspective, basically, right? I think the signs have been there. Something was coming, right? A cycle that you've been in for a long time. And while it's very confusing right now, this confusion is going to lift and is going to pass. And I think the most important thing that you're being guided to do to help navigate this is, one, focus on what you want. What is it that you really want out of life? Have you been honoring that desire with your decisions? Or have you been too afraid of the way things appear and how difficult sometimes it seems like the path and the journey towards true fulfillment and what your heart and soul truly desires is? Because the Lover's card is all about choices. The choice in how you choose to view the situation, even if it's confusing right now. The choice in how you choose to handle the situation, even if it is devastating or difficult. The choice in whether or not you decide to trust that this is something that's going to pass. Clarity will come, and so will better days. The choices and the decisions that you've made up until this point that are supporting this old cycle, are you still falling back into old coping mechanisms and behavioral patterns? Also, I should probably mention, obviously, I am not a licensed therapist or a healthcare practitioner in any way, shape, or form. This is just advice to help you take some authority over your own life and back over yourself and over your mind that might be making you feel like things are confusing and impossible when they're not. That is the illusion of the Eight of Swords. So this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm obligated to tell you that. This is an opportunity to rewrite the script of your life. And when you finally have space from this difficulty and this challenge that feels like it came out of nowhere but has been popping up over and over and over again, you're going to have the space to take a step back and review everything that you have been through on this journey so far. Everything that you want everything that you accomplished, everything that you went through, everything that you lost. And you'll be able to see things from a broader perspective and like really understand why this happened and what it was doing for you and how in some ways it was actually serving you. I think understanding your North Node might help you. Your North Node and your Chiron is what I'm getting. So taking a look at what those energies are in your chart can help you identify what this repeating cycle is and start taking proactive steps to deal with it. So that's what we have going on. Also about this contemplation card and about zooming out and having that perspective and being patient. You're also being guided, I believe firmly, like when we're in a space where our mind is kind of running rampant with the worst case scenario because the worst case scenario has happened or could potentially happen. Gratitude is don't shit on it. It's really, really important because when your mind gets locked into a way of thinking, it creates the same neural pathway over and over again the more you think the same thought. So in order to disrupt that cycle, you need to do something a little bit different. And gratitude is such an easy way to do that. So even if it's just one thing, either about this situation or just one thing in your day, what is one thing that you can be grateful for today? Did you get to have a good meal that you like? Did you get to have a snack that you like? Did you actually get to sleep well last night? Is it because, Stranger Things just came out and you're really excited about that and you're so grateful that you have the resources to be able to watch or afford Stranger Things? Is it that you have friends that you can go to when you are down and out and experiencing like a really low point in your life? Is it, being surrounded by nature and beauty and seeing the falling leaves and enjoying the transition into the winter season? Do you have the love of your life or someone in your corner that is in some ways like a bit of a bedrock for you, that is helping you gain new opportunities and perspectives and helping you get more in touch with who you are and what you truly want? There are so many things, even when we are in the bleakest of moments in our life, the scariest of times when we really truly don't know what's going to happen. There are so many things that we can be grateful for, even if it's just, I'm grateful I can move my hands. I'm grateful that I have hands. I'm grateful that I have feet. I'm grateful that I have air in my lungs. If I have asthma, I am so grateful for the inhalers that allow me to breathe better. I am grateful for the roof over my head. If I don't have a roof over my head, I'm grateful for the clothes on my body. I'm grateful that there are parks that have clean drinking water if I'm living on the street. There are ways to find gratitude, even in the darkest of times. So, now, let's get into the good news, and then we're going to read these cards. I might not, I don't know, I feel like this has been going like a lot longer than I meant to. I'm going to check the time right now. 23 minutes, okay, not bad. It's like 2:30, and I haven't had any water, and I haven't eaten yet, so I need to do a better job of taking care of myself, woohoo! Yeah, so, and I'm starting to get a headache, so I'm probably going to have to stop soon because I got to take care of myself. The good news is this card and this card, this is definitely indicating that things are going to clear, and that not only will things clear, but they're going to become lighter. So it's really just like, just be patient for now. I know it looks scary and it looks crazy and just absolutely whack. I get it. The universe is acknowledging that. They're like, that's totally fine. I know that you feel scared and you just want to sequester yourself and hide from the world, and we get it. But just know that you are strong, okay? The elk and the ash. Elks are like this really, 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 really big, massive deer. Like, they are so majestic and beautiful, and their horns are just so sharp and massive. So you are a badass, and you can handle this. You are capable of handling whatever life throws at you, even when it feels like you can't. I'm here to remind you that you can. This card talks about helping you deal with those difficult cycles. And I think even in some ways removing those difficult cycles. And this card says, we are going to give you opportunities to experience brevity and lightness and joy during this time to help you cope while you're being patient and a strong badass. We're going to help you, okay? We're going to give you opportunities to laugh. And I think that that is another way to help disrupt this energy when our mind and our confusion and we don't know what to choose. We don't know which way to go. We're like, oh my God, what is this? Oh, wow. It went back. Okay. Anyway. Another way to disrupt that neural pathway and that thought process in your brain when those synapses are firing and trying to go down the same rabbit hole again for the 15th time is laughing. So gratitude, trying to see things from a different perspective, seeing how it could potentially work out for the best, seeing how it could be positive for you, and deliberately finding ways to make yourself laugh, or just, I really like watching unusual memes on YouTube. That shit always makes me laugh so hard. So when you get stuck in this energy and you're afraid and you need to just kind of reset a little bit, maybe watch some memes. Don't like doom scroll, but they're usually like 7 minutes long. If you need like a midday break where you just shed the fear from the world off of your shoulders, find some memes or whatever you like to do that makes you happy, even if that's just like sitting down and laughing. Just start laughing. I don't know. I've never tried that, but some people like it. Anyway. So now let's get into what the books have to say and see if there's any advice there. And if I feel like you need further advice, then I will draw some cards. If not, I will leave the reading there. Just know it is going to be okay. It might not seem like it, but it's not as bad as your mind is making it out to be. Even if you lost your job. Sorry, I know that's crazy. I have been through some fucked up shit in my life. Some really, really crazy shit. So I do not say that flippantly. I really understand how far down rock bottom can be. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about patience. There is an adage that states that good will come to those who patiently wait. Having patience means calmly waiting, having patience means calmly waiting even when you are frustrated or life is not flowing in the manner you hoped or expected. This is what we were talking about. Each day presents ample opportunities to call on your ability to be patient at work, during your commute, while running errands, or communicating with others. When you are facing... Look. Listen to me, my beautiful lovely. The universe is acknowledging that this is hard. And they're not going to leave you alone, and they're not going to leave you out in the cold. They love you. And they are here to serve you and be served by you and create this mutually beneficial positive feedback loop and co-create with you the beautiful world that you truly desire. And maybe it's just one of those things where you've been too afraid to take the next steps to really honor what it is that you desire. And the universe intervened on your behalf and is trying to help push you in that direction. And you don't have to. The universe might still push you, but you don't have to go if you don't want to. And you can always be like, hey, universe, is there another way that you can present this to me in a way that's kinder and more gentler, but that is still extremely clear for me because I feel overwhelmed? You can do that. Anyway. Each day presents ample opportunities to call on your ability to be patient at work, during your commute, while running errands, or communicating with others. When you are facing hardships, it can be a challenge not to default to despair or frustration. When you work on your patience, you will find you are less apt to become depressed and will lapse into negativity less frequently. This is literally exactly what we've been talking about. People who are patient do not typically become upset or stressed over situations where they have no control. And that's actually a really big part of it too. And just so you know, it is okay to become upset and stressed out over situations that you have no control. Like that initial reaction, especially over something shocking, unless you have truly trained yourself in the art of detachment, and you are a Buddhist monk, and you are capable, which, no offense, you're not doing that right now, otherwise the Eight of Swords wouldn't be here, and this card probably wouldn't be here, and this card wouldn't be here. You're feeling the stress. You're feeling really scared about this situation. That's why these cards are present here. But doing this, where you get to the point where you're not upset or stressed out about something that you don't have any control over, that takes time and it takes practice. And you're not obligated to ever do it perfectly. But this is a gentle reminder to change your perspective and to change the way that you're looking at the situation. And I think the most important part here is to remember that you have no control. You have no control over this situation. And so because of that, it is not worth the detriment to your health and well-being to focus on, especially in a negative way, what you have no control over. The best thing you can do is accept it and focus on what you do have control over. And usually in difficult situations, the only thing you do actually have control over is yourself and your mind and the way that you're perceiving and thinking about it. Anyway. Being patient will help you become mindful, more connected to others, and more abundant. I feel like that's like a little promise. Like if you're patient with this and you just like deal with it and then you honor what your soul's really calling to you, you will have the capacity to be more connected with others that are more aligned with you and more abundant. Patience will help you feel more gratitude too. Now this is a gratitude oracle book, but yes, I personally have found that gratitude is a huge part in rewiring your brain, especially when you're used to dealing with a bunch of bullshit. Be willing to walk with patience while traveling toward your goals. Remember to have, because I guess that's the thing too, like maybe you're already on the path, maybe you already have been doing the work. And I'm sorry if I didn't say that earlier. I was just channeling an example of, something that's easy for all of us to recognize and understand. But maybe you've already been on the path, and part of the problem is that you haven't, if this is you, I would go and watch the previous video that I uploaded, hopefully today, but it was the preparation, because it was directly talking about this. Maybe you've already been on the path, but things just haven't been working out, and things have been stagnant, or something cataclysmic, it looks like, happened. In which case, this is also encouragement to you to reframe the situation, to look at things from a different perspective, and to be patient and grateful during this time, and to contemplate what your next steps are. So remember to have patience with people who challenge or trigger you, especially during this time. And especially if that's your own mind. Don't get mad at yourself if your brain is caught in this cycle, this loop of regurgitating stuff that makes you feel afraid. Like it takes time. And even the most seasoned people who are detached from the way their mind makes them feel will have moments when they are also triggered and, feel challenged. So don't shit on yourself even more, okay? Please, it's gonna be okay. You're only human. It's okay. Remember to have patience with people who challenge or trigger you. Your ability to remain calm will make your success that much sweeter. Your patience will make the passage more tolerable and pave the way for more satisfaction and appreciation. I'm going to hold this up. I am not going to read this section because this basically describes what is in the card. So I'm going to hold this. You know what? I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to hold this up. And I'm going to give you a second to take a screenshot of this, and you can read it if you want. Now, what I will say is, your affirmation is, I gratefully call on patience and calmly master myself in trying situations. I would love for you to say this affirmation every day while you're dealing with this until the clouds have parted. Now let's move on to contemplation. I was intending to do like a 30-minute, 15-minute video, but this ended up you got a lot going on, babe. So, I'm here for you. Contemplation. Contemplation helps you see things as they are exactly, not as your brain is convincing you that they are in the worst case scenario, but helps you to see things as they are, which is honestly, usually, even in the worst of experiences, inherently neutral. And I know that's annoying, but that shit's a fact. Even when the worst happens to us and people do the worst imaginable things, it's not about us. I hate to say it, but it's not. Okay. Contemplation helps you see things as they are. Reflect on a situation or character trait with a clear mind and consider things from a fresh perspective. This is what I've been saying the whole time. So let's see. This is what I've been saying the whole time. Okay. Notice any preconceptions that keep your mind occupied. Great advice. Yeah, preconceived notions about what you're expecting to happen or your worst case scenario, is that based on, past programming or past experiences and behavior? Because what is the reality? Is it, should I expect what's happened before to happen again? Or is it possible that something new and different can come as a result of this experience? Notice any preconceptions that keep your mind occupied. When you silence your biases, circumstances become clearer. Oh, so you have an active part in parting the clouds. This is great. This is great advice for you. Strive to look at things as objectively as possible. And actually, you know what? That was also a message that came out in the ASMR portion. So please, if you can, take a look at that. Ask yourself questions to help this process. You might wonder what action you could take, the likely outcomes, and what is influencing an idea. Like, I can't stress enough. If you didn't understand anything I was saying up until now, what I'm reading you right now, this is how you're going to deal with this problem. Whatever just happened in your life, this is how you're going to deal with it. And I do think that in this case, this is a timeless reading because this type of advice is universal for so many different types of experiences in existence, in the act of existing as a human being or whatever. You might wonder what action you could take, what the likely outcomes are, and what is influencing your ideas. That is so important. Contemplation is like watching a flower open. There's that patience. Come on. You don't need to have any feelings about the flower or what it is doing. You simply observe the flower and learn from all you notice. That is also mindfulness meditation, where you're not judging your thoughts, you're just observing them. And this is a technique that's really simple. If you need help in clearing your mind, I have ADHD, so I don't want to hear it. Even if you have ADHD, this is possible. Set a timer for 3 minutes and just sit in silence. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to not think. Just let whatever comes up, how it comes up, in whatever way it comes up. And then, if something valuable presents itself during that time, then take note of that. But literally, it doesn't matter how your mind wanders, just let it go, let it be. Because even where your mind wanders to is going to be valuable feedback, or it's just going to be noise, and you'll be able to see the difference between the two. I trust. With practice. Anyway. You simply observe the flower and learn from all you notice. Be logical when you are in contemplation. Keep querying and exploring your motivations and options. Literally, this is how you make this choice and this decision. By keep asking yourself questions. What do I really want? What is actually motivating me here? Is it fear? Is it love? Is it alignment with my truest authentic self? Or is it old programming telling me that I am not good enough? Like, what is it? Ask yourself questions. Keep querying and exploring your motivations and options, like peeling back layers of insight. The more layers, ogres. Sorry. Ogres are like onions. Onions have layers. Anyway, the more layers you uncover, the more open and aware you become. You can adjust your beliefs, discard ideas, and modify your goals. And maybe that's what the purpose of this time is. To help you. Maybe you don't need to discard everything. Maybe the job that you had is in alignment with, what you're called to do in this lifetime, or what your soul is calling you to do. But it just needs a little bit of readjustment. It needs a little bit of realignment. We have our vehicles a lot of the time. Some of us are fortunate enough to have vehicles on 4 wheels that drive, or 2. And if you have the 4-wheeled version, you need to adjust the alignment of your vehicle every now and then to make sure that it's still driving straight. So Maybe that's what this time is. So you can adjust, and this is really important too. Like, I cannot stress enough how important having this type of open-minded approach to your own life is, so that you're not so stuck on expectations, especially when things don't work out the way you expect, or when you're over-identifying with an aspect of your life that's no longer serving you. Keeping this open-minded approach allows you to discard pieces of your identity that are no longer serving you, and beliefs and ideas, and to course direct. Course direct me. What is it? Yeah, I think it's course. I can't remember. If you're watching this right now, shout out to you. Hi. Hugs and kisses. Hi. Okay. Course correct me. That's what it is. Maybe that's what this time is. This time is course correcting you. Okay. And modify your goals as you gain more knowledge through experience and reflection. Consider all your ideas and assumptions and biases and see what answers are found by challenging them. And that is interrupting that feedback loop. That is interrupting that neural passageway that we were talking about. The contemplation process will help you become a more tolerant and accepting individual. Trust your final thoughts, even when they differ from what you believed when you started. This is so, guys, this is so important. This is the secret to freedom. This is how you free yourself, from institutions that seek to oppress you, from negative feedback loops and cycles that exhaust you. This is how you free yourself, because this is how you truly master yourself. When you are the master of yourself, it doesn't matter what is happening outside of you. Even if you have an emotional response to it, and you take that step back into those old programmings and coping mechanisms and all of that, even when you have that, when you come back into connection with this energy, this is how you liberate yourself from life. Anyway, allow yourself to arrive. Trust your final thoughts, even when they differ from what you believe when you started. Allow yourself to arrive at a new awareness with expanded truths. Contemplation is honest and open-minded. When you think something through, challenging and exploring an idea or opportunity, you can feel happier and more confident in your choices. I promise you. That is what will happen. Maybe life isn't going to be perfect. Maybe you still are going to have to deal with this cycle from time to time. We'll read the card and find out. But if you do this, you will be able to make the most informed, best decisions that honor yourself and others, period. From this foundation, you are not resistant to outside ideas, which is so important. If you are resistant to outside ideas, you can never grow. If you can never grow, you're never going to be able to change, even though life is nothing but change. Life is change and evolution and progress, and life and death and rebirth and expanding and contracting. That is the very nature of our reality. So if you cannot be open to outside ideas, you will suffer needlessly. You will suffer and be a victim of your own mind and experiences and everything that has happened outside of you. And you are not a victim. You are not. No matter what you have been through, no matter if you have been victimized, you are not a victim. You are strong. You are resilient and perfectly capable of handling absolutely anything and everything that life has thrown at you. I have goosebumps so hard right now. Ooh, okay, anyway. From this foundation, you are not resistant to outside ideas, but it would take a solid argument to persuade you from your course. You have that wisdom to discern with contemplation. Beautiful. You have the capacity to do this. I love this for you. Anyway, okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to let you read and look at this beautiful card. Take a screenshot, come back and revisit it. I hope that this is focusing. I literally have no idea. I can't see the camera right now. And your affirmation for this card is, I willingly contemplate my biases and expand my existence. Beautiful. I don't think I'm going to need to draw guidance cards after this. I still have 2-3 more cards to read. And honey, it is getting close to 3 o'clock and I'm tired. I was not planning on spending an hour giving you this message, but you know what? You needed to hear it. And so I'm here for it. I'm here to help you. I love you. I want to help see you actualized and fulfilled to the best of my ability. So let us begin with a gift of laughter. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Okay. A gift of laughter. The fairy gift of laughter to lighten the day and bring you the blessings of mirth and revelry. These are your fairy blessings. Not just for the day, but for this situation. This was all about what you needed to know. And these are either the blessings that will come from this, or these are blessings that will help you deal with this. Laughter is a blessing directly from the fairy. They are deeply serious beings, and yet they know how to laugh and to play, and to find the humor and to find the humor in every troubling time. Yeah, you're being guided to also deal with the situation with laughter. Like, make fun of this situation. You know how sometimes you like self-depreciating jokes, which really you should stop, because you shouldn't use self-depreciating humor because your subconscious mind is always listening to the way that you talk about. That's another pro tip. Make self-depreciating humor about the situation if you have to, or punch up. You know, you can punch up the situation too, but make fun of it. Literally, laugh about it and make fun of it. Okay. They are deeply serious beings, and yet they know how to laugh and to play, to find the humor in every troubling time, and to understand how to lighten the load that we all can carry. Let this blessing of fairy laughter and joy be yours this day. May there be moments that see you tickled with a smile about your lips. May clean, free-spirited fun be yours, making fun of none. I just said make fun of the situation. Don't make fun of other people. Unless someone like, if someone tried you and someone betrayed you, low-key, this is human perspective. This is ego perspective right now. This is not High Priestess perspective. This is the human being talking. Make fun of them. Sometimes I find that helps. Anyway. Okay. May clean, free-spirited fun be yours, making fun of none, but having fun and finding the sense of the ridiculousness in all the situations that, at times, take themselves so seriously they need a little levity. And that's kind of what I'm saying. The universe is acknowledging that the situation is hard, but it's not as difficult as your brain is making it. May you laugh and smile, may you smile and laugh, and may your eyes twinkle. May you find others to laugh with, and may you find others to laugh with. May you find others to laugh with, and may humor and its bright blessings work their magic. For when there is laughter, pure, good-hearted laughter, it lightens the load of all around you, and helps you do the serious work that must be done. As you have found a way through the stifling properness of the world. Fairies do not play by the same rules as we humans. They find humor and joy within so many situations, and are able to blast through the stiffness and the pomposity of so much in the human world. I love that. Let's embrace this energy. We claim it for all of us, right? Because we know there's plenty of fucked up shit going on in the world. Oh my God, yeah. If you're one of those people who, like, worst case scenario has happened to, and you're in one of those areas where shit is really, really real right now, I know that thinking about gratitude and laughter and all that stuff might feel so far from you, but you deserve it more than literally anyone else on the planet right now. So, for when there's laughter, it lightens the load of all around you and helps you do the serious work that must be done, as you have found a way through the stifling properness of the world. Fairies do not play by the same rules as we humans. They find humor and joy within so many situations, and are able to blast through the stiffness and the pomposity of so much in the human world. So let their laughter ring through your life like fairy bells. Let yourself laugh deeply, wildly, freely, and know that this joy and this sense of delight is a blessing straight from their wild and free world to yours this day. Blessings of fairy laughter to you, friend. And actually, I am going to grab something real quick because I have these little bells that sound like fairy laughter to me. And oh my god, I forgot I'm connected to the camera. I'm still gonna do it anyway. That's my lav mic. Take care of her. Fairy laughter for you. Fairy blessings. Whee. Okay. That's enough of that. Let me put this back on. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm tired. My candle's almost burned down. Strong wick though. That candle flame has been strong and consistent the whole time, which I think is a blessing for you. Okay, a blessing to undo an unfortunate... Oh, I'm almost there. Geis. Okay. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. If you are of Celtic descent and you know how to say that properly, can you put the phonetic lettering, how you sound it out, in the comments below, please? A blessing to undo an unfortunate Geis. The fairy gift to help you work through difficult life patterns. This blessing will help undo the impact of an unfortunate pattern within your life. So you are being aided and assisted. There is work that you have to do, but the universe, your guides, your spirit team is 100% supporting you. This blessing will help you undo the impact of an unfortunate pattern within your life. Geis is what the Celts believe we were born with, a theme or a story that would be told over and over in our lives, gifted to us by the goddess Arianrhod. People of Celtic descent, let me know if I pronounced that right in the comments below as well. Okay, Arianrhod. Arianrhod. Okay. Often seen, gifted to us by this goddess, often seen as a curse rather than a blessing. So when we have these patterns, these raveled up bits of our life that we seem to get caught up in and tangled within like a web, we keep getting pulled back into, the fairy can help us unravel it and come to a kind of peace with it. That's what I'm saying. That's because this cycle is ending. And because you are being supported in helping to end this cycle, hopefully once and for all. That's what I choose to believe anyway. So when we have these patterns, the fairy can help us to unravel it and come to a kind of peace with it. It does not mean we will no longer have that pattern or frailty, but we will be less hurt and harmed by it. Hey, you know what? If that's all you can get from that, and this pattern still has to come up and you're less harmed by it, that's still a win. And you can always set intentions or pray or wish, however you like to work with your spirit guides and team, to lift this difficulty or pattern from you once and for all. Just understand that if you go that route, it's probably going to take a significant amount of work and triggering to work through that cycle and pattern, because this does seem very reminiscent of karma. For we all have our challenges, and it is how we deal with the challenges and the blessings we make of them that matters. Yeah, that's why you're being guided to focus on more positive aspects, on things like gratitude and laughter, even though you're dealing with so many difficulties right now. The fairies can assist us in lightening up regarding our challenges. They can help us find a pathway that is less rocky and thorny and come into relationship. Please, I don't think you have to claim this energy. You know, I don't usually claim it. I would love to claim this for myself. I hope this message applies to me as well. But for you, know that this energy is here for you. It is available to you, and you are very welcome to actively respond to it and clearly ask for help from your spirit guides to do this. And you're very welcome to actively claim it as well. The fairies can assist us in lightening up regarding our challenges. They can help us find a pathway that is less rocky and thorny and come into relationship with our own themes and stories. In this way, we come to self-understanding and acceptance, and in that, we begin to activate the power within our story and our geis. And with that, the fairies know that their gift to you of undoing the unfortunate geis is done. Be uplifted, for we all have our story and challenge, and we all have our troubles to face. And with this gift comes the way through to make the very most of what could be considered unfortunate. You will, with the blessing of the fairies and your own courage and spirit, make it through to the other side, which is understanding. Blessings to you, my friend. Okay. So that we have that, and then the last one, strength. So yes, so please know, this is going to get better. You're going to get better. And at the very least, if something like this happens again, you're going to get better at handling this. But I really do truly believe that this pattern is ending for good. Strength. Elk are this is exactly what I was saying, because I've seen elk and they're just, if you haven't, highly recommend. They're absolutely gorgeous. Elk are colossal creatures crowned with substantial antlers. Known to cover great distances over difficult terrain, they are symbols of strength and endurance. Likewise, ash trees are sturdy and resolute, able to flourish even in harsh environments. And that is the thing, able to flourish. To flourish. Even in harsh environments. You can do that. And I know we wish that things are easier, right? That we don't have to have these challenges. And that we can just be free to live and enjoy our life without any pain and suffering. But that is not the reality of the life that we live here and the existence in this world. We live in a dual universe, that of light and dark and everything in between. And so when you are in a space where there is more darkness than light, it seems, you have to bring the light yourself, as well as rely on your spirit guides, your team, and any positive, supporting, nurturing, loving beings or people, animals, hobbies that support you during this time, to also carve out that brevity and that light for yourself during this time. Because you deserve it, even when things are going wrong. You deserve to feel good about yourself, you deserve to feel safe, you deserve to be happy. You are called to gather your strength ahead of a challenge. Face it with confidence in your own stamina. Tame any unruly elements that try to derail you. So, it could be that this is something that hasn't happened yet, something that is going to happen, but I am pretty sure that this is something that is going on right now. But it is possible that this is something that's coming in the future, and this is preparing you for that. So if that does come, you have everything you need now to handle it. You have all the advice, and you can always pull cards for yourself or seek guidance about what this is, what to come, what to expect. I would read more for you, but like I said, it's 3 p.m. It has been an hour, and I have not eaten or I haven't drunken any water. And I'm pretty exhausted and spent, so I have to leave this here. Trust that if there is any other advice or guidance that you need, that it will be shared with you by your spirit guides and team. And I just want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and sharing your energy with me. I hope that this was helpful for you. You can let me know how it resonated down in the comments. And once again, those of you who are of Celtic descent or who are familiar with Celtic customs and languages, please let me know how to properly pronounce those things. The goddess and geis. And like I mentioned, if you lost your job or something like that, I understand how difficult those things can be. My livelihood is currently threatened, so I would greatly, greatly appreciate it if you could leave me a donation for my time working with you today. It's been an absolute pleasure for me. I am sending you a big hug. Hugs and kisses, because I know that this is scary, whatever this is, whether this is happening now or in the future. I do actually think this is a timeless reading now. So yeah, please, if you feel like supporting me and you find value in what I have provided for you today, please leave me a donation. I will be leaving a link to various ways to do that down in the description box. As well, please like this video. Please feel free to comment down below. I am going to try my best. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm nowhere near monetizing right now, so I don't want to have to worry about advertising. So we'll see. And the best way to help support me would be right now to provide me with donations, but you can also leave a comment down below, as I've said, or you can subscribe to my channel. Actually, please, if you don't mind, would you hit that little subscribe button and hit the notification bell? I'm going to attempt to be somewhat regular, but I do have limitations on my time and energy, so just know it's going to be okay, and your spirit guides are working with you, and you have everything that you need to overcome these obstacles and challenges, and to also still enjoy and make the most out of life during this process. So I love you so very much. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.